welcome back. We are back again to Night Terrors. And I say that because I just woke up at like 9 p.m.
Doesn't that make it morning terrors for you today?
I mean, I don't... Anyway, so here's Tasha and here's Rachel.
I mean,
welcome back.
hi.
Disrespectful already. My hat says future ghost, if you can see it.
You would be a great ghost.
That's awesome. Yeah, you would. Fucking poltergeist.
I believe in putting 100% effort into everything I do, and including haunting all of my enemies. I would be excellent at that.
I want you to haunt the men's locker room at the gym with all those dumbasses.
Oh my god!
That, like, you know what I'm talking about. Every dumbass at the gym, like, haunt the fuck out of them. Would that not be like poetic justice?
It really would, and I probably would haunt the gym, and I'd be like, "Why can't I make any gains?" Like, totally invisible. I have a lot of people on my list to haunt. Okay, and I don't believe in having enemies, but everyone is my fucking enemy, and I remember.
Wow. Well, that escalated quickly.
That's why I have no short-term memories, because my memory bank is fully devoted to all of my enemies. God fucking Christ!
Yay! We're consistent.
Oh
no! Yep.
So no shit. There I was, barbecue sauce on my titties.
Hey, I made ribs for dinner. That was pretty good.
I saw that. I can't believe. I feel a little like it's a little rude to have protein and not like give me any of it.
So good. They were in the oven on like 200 for like 4 hours. It was bone just slid right out. It's so good though.
I love it when that bone slides right out. Oh my god, there she is. Welcome back.
I figured out what it is.
Is this going to be a staple of your existence?
But it didn't do it until we started recording.
Right, and we were talking in here for like 20 minutes with no issues until I hit the record button.
Yeah. It's the birds.
Fucking birds.
But we've also recorded perfectly fine before.
With no issues.
With no issues.
We started talking about hauntings is the issue. So let's see if we can get through this whole conversation now without Tasha fucking off into outer space.
I thought you were just going to leave it without Tasha. I was going to be like, fuck you.
It's what she would have wanted, guys. We have to go on without her. Keep fighting.
I know when I'm not wanted.
Leave me.
That's when I stick around anyways.
I know. I feel most comfortable when I'm not wanted. Like, it's my kink.
I'm making
I'm unwelcome here. Pop my feet up on a chair. Be like, here I am, guys. What you doing? So one of the little icebreakers we thought would be a good opening for this show is Tasha has like an Alice in Wonderland tattoo sleeve going on, which is pretty fucking cool. Those are some lovely pixels I'm seeing on the screen. Love those.
I bet.
And her tattoo artist was talking about carrying the sleeve over onto her back, right? And doing Alice falling down the rabbit hole. And then what was the rest of that story, which I forgot already?
Like when you've seen the movies, when she's falling down the rabbit hole, there's like all this random shit that's around her. So her idea was to make it all things that are like important to me. So
okay, so what would you pick? Do you have any ideas?
Probably like some horror shit. Obviously, I've been thinking like birthdays, like do like books with birthdays as the title.
Just random birthdays?
Huh?
Just random birthdays? Or
like yes, your birthday, sweetheart.
You better.
Probably like a rose for my sister. Her middle name is Rose. I'd get a lily in there. And just like random little things that make me think of somebody else.
Oh, that you will never see because they'll be on your back. So you won't be thinking about anyone else.
Exactly.
Love that. Rachel, what would you pick?
It'd probably
just be dogs everywhere.
No.
Cats.
No, honestly, I would do a paw print, but it'd have to be like universal cat dog. Because, like, although I'm a dog groomer, I'm more of a cat person, like, at home. So,
Mm-hmm.
Cat
probably
dog would
that.
be an excellent tattoo.
What was
Cat
it?
dog.
Yeah. I would definitely, I would have a lily on there for my daughter. I'd probably have, like, a red garnet as well. Fun fact, my mom and my husband have the same birthday, and then my daughter is 6 days later. So that's fun.
Joint birthday
Yeah,
extravaganza.
she was actually due on their birthday, which is funny. And I just found out my cousin is actually due on their birthday as well.
Oh God.
So it's chaos. Yeah. So I would do that, and then I don't know. Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you know what's important to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have till December to plan this. To start thinking.
Yeah. We need to have like a list of things like
Secretary.
secretary.
I have
yeah,
the notepad up and ready to go.
Put on some high heels. Tasha, did you end up watching American Psycho?
No.
God damn it.
So good.
Okay, never mind. She still won't get my references. That's all right. So for me, I don't really know what I would pick. Probably like some douchey shit like 45-pound plates and a vape. And like
podcast mic.
Just yeah, now it's gonna be like a podcast mic. It's my current obsession. I hope it lasts. Hope I don't
truck.
like my truck. I love my truck. Aw.
You're welcome.
Just like a giant stupid German Shepherd. Like, what the fuck's happening? The joke earlier was that it'd be like just bottles, be like protein, creatine, caffeine.
That would be appropriate though.
Like, I know. God.
Oh, I got Journey on St. Patrick's Day, so I could do
I love St. Patrick's Day. Oh, it's a random holiday that I will celebrate every year. Like, I decorate it like Christmas.
I can't remember any St. Patrick's Days, but I think I had fun. Don't remember for sure.
I'm sure it was a good time.
I vaguely remember there's like an underground pub in Kansas City where like it's like a hipster beer pub. Oh fuck.
Hipster beer pub.
It's a hipster beer pub where you walk in, but then you go downstairs. There's like a whole other bar downstairs, and it's like a nightclub rave type, like dark underground bar. And I know I spent a St. Patty's Day there, and I do remember getting into it with some dude, like drunkenly, like cussing some guy out. I don't remember why.
That sounds like you.
Sounds like me.
Tracks.
That sounds about right. He probably like bumped into me by accident and was
I'm
like,
sure it was an accident.
Look here. Hey Tasha, what's going on? Welcome back.
You know, chilling.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling like a villain. It's cool. It's cool. Just been out twice already. So tonight, Tasha, I was gonna have you like be our little guide here about what our topics are, but you might just fucking disappear on us again.
Keeping you on your toes. You just never know. Appreciate. Oh my god.
Appreciate me. Damn it.
Appreciate
I'm your
me
Sith Lord.
while I am here.
Because it won't be for long. You got about a 3 to 4 minute
That's
average
right.
at the moment.
Well, you know, for some guys, that's a record. I'm just saying.
That's long for most guys. They're like, oh, this doesn't usually happen. What? I don't usually last this long.
Wow.
Funny because it's true.
And I'll be there as a ghost, like, well, you lasted longer than that in the men's locker room.
Oh!
Wow.
Anyways, we're going to cover some of the horror movies.
We had a purpose.
The horror movie that we will write in the future will be about me, a ghost, haunting the men's locker room. And a lot of people will die. A lot of balls will pop.
That's sad.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not sad. For me, it's the opposite of sad. Anywho, God damn it. So Tasha and Rachel and I were originally instructed to give each other recommendations of movies to watch. Tasha douche hipster horror that she is, has seen every movie. So every time we're like, how about this one? She's like, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. And we're like, okay, well, just fuck me, I guess.
I mean,
You just
So this turned into...
know all the mainstream stuff, and I've been like, you know,
now
digging
that
the
I have Tubi,
underground.
though.
Dude, Tubi is dangerous, I'm telling you. So dangerous.
Again, Tubi doesn't stop playing. Like, you know
yeah,
how Netflix
it just
will,
kept,
like...
it did that to me too. And I was like, wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was making dinner, so I just heard
So
random
the first
things.
time that I started watching Exists, which was Tasha's recommendation. And then it kept playing, and I was like working on the website on my laptop at the same time. So I thought it was just the longest fucking Bigfoot movie of all time.
Oh no.
And I'm like, is this a different story now? Like, are they telling multiple stories? This
Which
is
one did it
wild.
start playing after? Was that Horror in the High Desert?
Fuck if I know. Horror in the High Desert played eventually, and that's what got me down the rabbit hole that led to last night's episode, like disappearance of Kenny Beach. And I love missing person stories for some reason. Like, there's so much investigating for me to do, and like little rocks for me to kick over.
Conspiracy
It's like a little
theories and shit.
It's like when your dog eats too fast, so you have to give them one of those bowls where they have to work harder for it. They like it more.
Wow.
That's
Little
me.
maze bowl.
Like, I had to work really hard for this. Yes. It's like a little maze for me to find stuff. So let's talk about our first one, because it's turned into Tasha giving us multiple movies to watch, which both of us failed. We were 66.6% successful. But neither of us was 100% successful watching all three movies.
I did.
So
Rachel did and I did. I just
You
didn't
did?
watch American Psycho.
Oh. 1022. That was me who didn't watch what I was supposed to watch. Oops.
Busted.
My bad. To be fair, I completely forgot the name of the third movie.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Tubi.
How are you now? Anyways, Exists. Let's talk about that one first, because I saw that one.
So I stumbled on this one through Tubi's recommendations when it pops up with the movies before it automatically plays at the end. And I like found footage already. And I feel like Bigfoot is one of those things where it's usually just like some big, stupid animal that's kind of like bombing around through the woods. So I
Like there's no purpose.
Yeah. I like this one because, like, that fucker was smart. There was intention to everything. And a lot of times found footage movies will also spend a lot of the opening, like, setting up the characters. It's them buying the equipment, explaining what they're doing, whatever. So I like that this one, like, just bam, like right after the opening credits, shit's hitting the fan and they're getting started. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably, like, I would dare say the best Bigfoot movie I've seen.
I remember specifically the mask thing, when you saw his like cool little mask, and I was like,
Oh, when he takes the
fuck
picture and the flash, and he's right there.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
jumped so fucking hard there. Like, I
Shock.
know. Color you surprised. But I feel like that was excellent too. Like the way they set that up, I felt like that was a really creative way to, bam, he's in your fucking face.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. I spent most of the movie just being like, stupid people is how they like this. Nobody would actually do that. Like,
If you're gonna watch horror movies, you're gonna have to get over that real fast. I'm just saying.
I think that's why I don't jump for the jump scares though, because I'm like, oh no, this is, oh, and there it is. All right.
Yeah. The problem with horror movies for me is how formulaic they are and how predictable they are. But if there's one that can like give me something new or interesting, or like actually get me to look at the screen instead of whatever else I'm working on, I consider that a quote unquote good movie, you know?
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
Hold on.
I liked that it was continuous found footage though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there are
Mhm.
some where they set up cameras where I'm like, nobody would set a camera up there. That
Yeah.
literally makes no sense at all. Like there was so much of him just literally dropping it, and like you see just that tiny part, and that's the only part of that that I think works when you do a movie like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's when, for me, I don't really get scared by horror movies, but like that will mess with me a little bit because I'm like, oh, it's what you can't see that's the scariest part. Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's
I know. I feel like most movies get ruined the second that you see the thing, the
Yeah.
monster, the creature.
That's
Yeah.
that's it for me for
Um,
sure. I was like that with one of the other movies. What was it? Dark Was the Night.
oh
I was
yeah.
like once you see it, like it's not,
it's not scary anymore.
no. But
Yeah.
even though they showed Bigfoot and exists, like it's still, yeah, but
Scary.
it was realistic. You know,
Yeah.
it's everything we know and think about what Bigfoot is.
Yeah.
And the
Just
fact that it
smarter.
had anger and emotion, and like it was relatable. I think
Yeah.
that's what made it as scary as it is.
I feel like any feral Bigfoot type creature in the woods is just going to be pure rage because people are fucking with it and coming into its world, and
Leave
it just wants
me
to be left alone.
Right.
Can't
Well, and
relate.
that was it. In the end of the movie, you realize that like it's not running around just killing people for the sake of killing people because it's a
Yeah.
ragey animal. Like it had full purpose.
Yeah. And I love how like at one point when it I can't remember what his name was, Zach maybe, when it drags him like into the burrow and uses
Yeah.
him as like bait. I thought that was like fucking brilliant. Like there's all these things that you don't expect there to be in a Bigfoot movie. You
Yeah.
just don't
Yeah,
expect it
like the
to be.
black guy not being the first one to die. Kudos. That was the most impressive part to me. I'm like, oh no, they put the token minority in there and now he's gonna die. And I like him. And then he didn't die. I was like, yeah, I'm rooting for you.
And then he
You
died.
know, fuck the system. Yeah, I know. But he didn't die first. Everyone in a horror movie dies. It's just what order.
Yeah.
You know, he was the final girl.
He wasn't though.
I'm so proud of him for
There was
that.
one.
Oh, shh. He was almost. He tried so
He
hard.
did try hard.
So I want to thank this movie for not following that recipe where they throw one token minority in and then kill him immediately, which is exactly what I was expecting. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
fuck. But
I love the camper
good job
scene
for this movie.
too. Like when it sent
Oh,
tumbling
yeah.
over the side there.
Oh, yeah.
That was like scary as fuck for me. Like just thinking about being stuck in there.
You know what I was confused about is that they kept showing a camera angle like in the camper. You know what I mean? Towards the end. And I'm like, why was there a camera set up there? Like, I don't think it was his camera. Why was there a rolling camera in an abandoned RV? Like, that didn't make any sense to me.
I want to say one of them had one, or it might have been in the bag or something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, you know, it might have been the guy's hat with the GoPro on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he died. Because
He
they were
did.
like sitting on the bed and then he died and then they got pushed over. So that makes sense.
That would be one pissed off ghost. Like you get fucked up, you get rescued, and then you get more fucked up. Like it's such an emotional roller coaster right before you die. That's some angry spirit left over.
I'm too angry to die.
Oh, he died anyway.
So, one of our biggest gripes with horror movies, obviously, is how the characters react in the ways that we're like, normal people wouldn't do that. So, in a horror movie, how would you react? You as Rachel and you as Tasha.
I'd like to think I wouldn't do the stupid things, but I was also the person in an old mansion that we knew was haunted and went into the basement. So
I'd be the first bitch out the door. Bye, guys. I'm gonna live through this shit.
Yes, I too would leave immediately and behave myself very well.
Yeah. Sure.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think,
would.
Kristen, I think you're similar to me in the fact that you'd be like, no, I want to experience something. Like, I want to know what's here. I want to know what happens. Like,
I'm the kind of person they probably make horror movies about. Like, but again, also I'm also very like, I have a lot of like poorly contained rage inside of me. So the second that I can identify something I could potentially like go fight, I'd be like, this is why I brought all these weapons, and like start pulling out weapons left and right, because like I'm that bitch who like I can sneak a knife in anywhere, past metal detectors, past cops. I can put it in my bra. I will stick it wherever the fuck I need to. But I have snuck a knife into every single like major like sporting games and like concerts, places where there's metal detectors and shit. I've always had a knife with me. Like I'm the person who's always got something. Or, you know, I can like Cody gets mad at me because every time we go out shopping, he's like, let's go walk around, you know, TJ Maxx or something. And every time I find something, I'm like, I could kill somebody with this. Like, this is really heavy. And he's like, why is that the first thing you think?
Does he not know you by now?
Yeah, right?
No, he does. Or he'll pick up something and show it to me, and he's like, I bet you could kill somebody with this.
He's catching on.
It'll be like a pillow. I'm like, yes, I could.
Oh my god.
As a matter of fact, I've watched that true crime episode.
Everything is a weapon if you believe in yourself.
That's true.
That's right.
I'm just saying. You just
Firmly believe in that.
Yeah, like I've got my little, right here with my little cup, I could take a straw out and I could stab somebody with this.
Uh-huh. Anyways.
I would like to apologize to my therapist if they're watching, but I don't have one. My therapist is at his therapist right now, crying about me.
I think my therapist does that sometimes too. I worry about her.
I feel like it's like a kind of like an MLM like marketing scheme. You have to work your way up the pyramid. Like, who's your therapist? And then I want to go fight that guy, and then I'm gonna defeat him and be like, who is your therapist? And then I want to work my way to the final therapy boss. And I think that's how you win therapy.
That's how you win therapy, she says.
Dr. Bowser.
I don't know. That's what I'm assuming. Like, there's got to be
win therapy.
It's got to be a hierarchy kind of thing going on, right? There has to be.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, totally.
I just love that that's how you win therapy.
That's how you win therapy. I put too much thought into this.
Anyway,
what was the next
one? The Gracefield incident?
Okay, hold.
Back
up. If you had to rate like out of 10, Rachel, what would you rate Exists?
No, I think it was decent. I probably would do like a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
That's my feelings exactly.
Like, it was better, but it was still decent.
Entertaining, nothing super new to me, but as far as Bigfoot films go, my expectations are crazy low. Like crazy low. Like we all have seen 9 different versions of this exact thing before. We know exactly what's going to happen. We know the final scene is going to be the camera laying on the forest floor while screams are in the background. Like, we all know this, but it was entertaining. It was a little better than the average. I did like the cool looking Bigfoot guy.
Yeah, I thought that was really well done. Yeah.
Me too. I'm like, oh no, another monkey mask coming up, but no, he's got like a cool fucking like wood armor thing. I don't know. I'm like,
no, it was good.
I'd cosplay as that. Okay, so what's our next one, Tasha?
The Gracefield incident is the other one that all 3 of us watched.
Yes.
That was good.
I followed instructions up to this point. The soundtrack was better than normal. The soundtrack was good. I do remember that.
I don't remember the soundtrack.
Well, it just wasn't like typical like stock, you know, instrumental. It was like it had an actual, like, it had songs and shit. Like I remember being like, it's pretty high budget for a horror movie.
It was good though. I liked the fact that it wasn't just like we were talking about with the other one, like there's just not just a random camera setup. And I think, Tasha, I think this is what you were talking about, like your main reason for watching this was that there was a purpose for the camera.
Yeah, there's no like, why the fuck are they still hauling around a camera? Like it's his eyeball. So There's no
Tasha, as the expert, if our viewers haven't seen this movie, can you just give them a brief synopsis of it?
Group of family. I think some of them are related, some of them aren't. Family/friends go out middle of nowhere cabin party for the weekend, and something mysterious falls from the sky. So obviously they go looking for it and open a big old can of worms.
Aliens.
Nutworms, aliens. Which Rachel and I were texting back and forth while watching this. Is this Bigfoot or is this aliens?
183 messages.
You're welcome for my service.
Oh, God.
Ungrateful. But yeah, we were trying to figure out for a few minutes, is this aliens or is this Bigfoot or what's the bad guy in the woods?
I was confused, but it all worked out.
See, and I like that too. It's not obvious from the very beginning, what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than figuring out a movie 5 minutes in and being like,
oh, yeah,
I know this. So,
one thing with it though was it was beaming people up and taking people and stuff like that. Why didn't it just beam up the rock or the backpack? You can find people, but you can't find what it is that you're actually looking for when it's right there.
Because then there wouldn't have been a movie, Rachel.
Well, that's
sorry. Stupid. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying. That makes sense. I think one of the coolest scenes in that movie was where there's the basic reflection of the guys in the car getting beamed up. That was a unique, unique scene. And it was a little spooky. It was less spooky once they started analyzing it. But when they pan over and you just see those guys getting sucked up in the reflection. Because how cheesy is it normally when people get beamed up into a spaceship?
Right.
Yeah.
This was another one that had some weird camera setups that maybe didn't make sense. I remember the one in the den or the living room where the guy was watching TV and there's just a camera there for some reason. It's
security.
Yeah, but why wasn't it everywhere else in the house?
I think...
why didn't they go back and look at the home security when the alien walked out the front door?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is it in the den? Wouldn't it be at the front door? I don't know.
Those are the scenes that I think got me the most, though. Being in a strange place, like a house, at night, in the middle of nowhere, and all of this shit is happening, and you don't know who's where, and... the way it was just kind of fucking with everything, I think that was probably what got me the most. Other than hearing this poor dog whine in the cave.
I fucking hate that everybody else got to live but the dog. I think...
That's fucked up, dude.
No.
That was stupid.
Mad. But I like...
I remember...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You go.
Yeah.
You don't... It's one of those where they wait a while to show you what exactly it is that is after them. So
I just think the one scene that kind of ruined it for me was when you see the alien bounding off into the woods. It's the first time you see the alien. I'm like, God, that's so fucking cheesy. First of all, it could clearly murder you, so why didn't it? Also, why is it running away from you? Also, why is the CGI so bad? It was just it ruined it. Instead of a little glimpse, it showed the guy off into the woods.
Yeah,
come on. I wish they wouldn't have shown that. It was way creepier when you just got little glimpses and scary bits. But this is one of those movies too that made me infuriated in the way that I think that I would respond in a situation like this, where I'm okay, everyone's gonna gather in the same room. The two of us who have our shit together, maybe if there's another one, are gonna go secure doors and shit. You know what I mean? We're gonna tactically approach this. And then it depends who's with me. If I have somebody who has some
experience,
we're gonna first of all, I'm gonna have weapons if I go camping, so I'm gonna start passing out my weapons. we're gonna improvise some weapons, so everyone's gonna be armed. Everyone's gonna have a fucking buddy system. You know what I mean? There's going to be none of this crazy hectic, everyone being alone, and we're going to secure our perimeter. It's the first thing I'm thinking, secure the fucking perimeter, check windows, check doors, fucking...
Oh, hey, stand here, I'll be right back. and then they get back and the other person has wandered off. It's like herding cats. Like, if you motherfuckers would just stay where you're supposed to be, 90% of this.
All right. So, for any of you who find yourself in a situation where, aliens are pounding on your door looking for their baby,
remember this conversation.
We're going to remember this. So, first of all, you're going to arm yourself. I truly don't care what you pick up. I've got a rock here. Okay? Pick up a rock. This is a weapon. Okay? Pick up the fucking weapon and hold it in your weapon hand, which should be your dominant hand. Okay? Firmly grasp weapon. Find a good ergonomic grip for yourself. Don't let go. This is really good for me. Okay? Remember, you're going to aim for the soft, fleshy bits. So we're talking the delicate bones of the face. We're talking the throat, the stomach, the groin, and, kind of tuck your elbows. Remember to move your hips. Okay?
Now,
So
just to
lead
be
from your
devil's
hips.
advocate here, we don't know what alien biology is.
Find what looks squishy and hit that. Okay? Also, I'm going to assume that maybe it's kind of like a mountain lion. Just make a lot of noise, make yourself bigger. Just, don't be a fucking weak link here. Okay? Make yourself a non-easy target. Secondly, you're going to turn to the person to your right. You and that person are now fucking Siamese twins. That's your battle buddy. You are sticking with this person. You guys don't piss alone now. Okay? That's your fucking buddy. All right? Third, you are going to establish a position of dominance and barricade. Or you're going to find the fucking grunts in your team, and you're going to buddy them up, and they're going to go fucking lock down your perimeter while you and all the sheep fucking huddle with your weapons and your battle buddies, and you don't piss alone. Are there any questions?
Fucking sheep.
I don't like that word anyways, because it's like, you're the sheep and I'm the sheep. Like, okay, fuck off. None of us are sheep. Calm down. We all, we don't poop like sheep, so we're not sheep. Secondly, you can reach down in the deep, dark, little shrivelly parts of your humanity and find the part of you that wants to live. You can find your rock, you can find your battle buddy, and you can find the will to fucking survive. So I'm just saying, find it. And, I don't know, grow up. Like, don't let the aliens come for their baby. That's your baby now. You kidnapped it. You're like a white colonizer. You guys should be good at that by now. Okay? Like, sorry.
Oh, no.
Anyways.
Diving into history now.
Literally, within arm's reach. Okay. Just saying.
You see those things on,
I'm telling you, they're all over the place.
Facebook all the time where it's like, wherever you are right now, there's a zombie apocalypse, and the thing to your left is your weapon, and it's like...
For me, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Starburst gummy.
So I'm like, hold on, hold up your item, hold up your weapon.
That's on point.
My hair tie.
I'm crying. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. That's fucking amazing.
Now, if we had said if we were going to go to the
accurate for
right,
us.
though, I have scissors for that, at least. If you go to the right.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you can break this rule for right now, Rachel.
But you specifically...
Gotta fucking...
She's going to kill them with diabetes.
My phone and my Coke Starlight.
The aliens and signs got killed by water. You never fucking know.
It's not Pepsi and it's not Coca-Cola.
That's what happens when you don't bathe.
Fucking Dr. Pepper is the secret ingredient that you need.
Is it Dr. Pepper?
God.
Right.
I really...
You guys will think back to this video and be like, we laughed at that bitch. She was right.
You know what I have in my fridge right now as a little treat? Diet Dr. Thunder.
No. Oh.
It's like 2 cans. I'm like, I'm feeling naughty today. I'll have a Diet Dr. Thunder. It's like my normal meal sitting there with like 20 ounces of shredded chicken and a Diet Dr. Thunder. Like, just chicken.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yep.
eyes were watering.
That's amazing.
Can't fucking take it. Okay, so now that we've had Casey's primer on improvised weapons, okay, I want to continue and ask you, now that you know the secret to surviving in any apocalypse or crisis style situation. What was the next movie? Oh wait, we don't know back.
You didn't
Rate
watch
it. Rate it. I didn't watch it. Rate the Grace Field
I'd say
incident.
8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I think if
was
they
pretty
had
good.
not shown the entire alien and just in the end where they just show in the eye, if they had had it just the eye, like right there, I think that would have been better because you still don't know fully what it is.
I feel like at no point in any horror movie should
Yeah.
they show the monster. For example, say they could have set it up where the camera drops and is pointed kind of haphazardly at something reflective. And then you kind of see the shape of the alien picking up its little... Like, you could have passed all that information on to me without showing this CGI scene you blew all your budget on. Like, don't show me the thing.
Right.
Hint at the thing. And that's scarier.
That's one of the downsides to found footage, because a lot of times people go for this because they don't have that budget. So when it comes to trying to do stuff like that better, it's hit or miss. Some of them are super creative with it and they're awesome. But see, I kind of struggle because I love to see the monster, but I want the monster well done. So
I don't want to see the monster because that's the moment I stop believing in anything that happened before.
That's my problem too.
Like, you can give me a better hint at it. Like I said, like you can show it almost in like a reflection or
like Signs with the knife under the door.
Yes. Something like Signs was probably they did that really well where they, really just hinted and didn't show too
Even
much.
In the end,
scene where I'll never forget the scene where the alien walks across the sidewalk and
oh my God.
Those two frames like haunt your childhood.
Yeah.
And it was a kid's birthday party too. So
God
it was
tier.
like, that was a lot.
I know. As soon as kids show up, something horrific is going to happen. It's like, kids are fucking creepy.
Right?
Little shits.
Yep.
Every time.
So I would also probably rate this a 7 to 8 out of 10 because for what it was, for me knowing that there was going to be aliens, it was still better than most things I've seen of that kind. My disappointing scene was, like I said, the scene where the aliens, the little fucking CGI aliens running away in the woods. Like,
leaps
so
from
unnecessary.
from the corn too.
It was like, yeah, like totally. Those scenes knocked off stars for me because I'm like, you didn't have to do that. And if you were gonna do it well. Don't make it so fucking like.
Oh my God!
Obvious.
The other thing I was thinking too was where they took the balloons with the phone camera and they went up. Like, how much fucking rope did you have? Do you know how high that had to be?
One of the creepiest scenes to me that I thought they did really well was when they turn around and the balloons are just good. There. Like, that's a creepy scene to me.
In the corn.
That's how like they should have stuck with that.
Me the most. Yeah.
Yes. That was like to me one of the creepiest scenes. I'm like, well done. Like, that was good. It's just there by itself. They're all together. They're all floating. Like, that was creepy. That was well done.
So I like the cave too, where like he's reaching for the cell phone that's like going nuts and it grabs his arm.
But that's as much of the alien as I want to see, though.
That was good too.
Correct. Or like the scene where it shows that it tried to grab him.
Good.
Yeah. That was good. So for those of you who haven't seen this movie, it's worth seeing, I think. It's worth paying a little more attention to it than maybe I did because there were definitely moments where I was like fucking around doing other stuff. Yeah. Okay, so what is next that I'll have to bow out, but I will still make commentary?
Dark Was the Night.
Dark Was the Night.
I didn't.
There was an eye roll.
I didn't like this one.
Oh, really?
There were parts of this that I did like and parts that I didn't.
Synopsis.
I didn't like the whole religious aspect to it. So there's a lot of stereotype in here. It's like the sheriff who has undergone trauma and lost a child, and marriage is kind of struggling because he doesn't know where he is with his grief. And there's the brand new deputy from the city, and there's like a creature that shows up, and animals start disappearing, people start dying, and you run into the pastor, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while." and then all of a sudden, like towards the end, like it's the church that they're taking refuge in, and it's a Wendigo that
Ooh.
is after them.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. If they had like
Okay.
yeah. If they had eliminated religion from this altogether, I feel like that would have been huge for me. That would like move it up.
That is my only goal for the planet.
Honestly, I
Preach.
Eliminate
intended.
religion.
They tried saying that like this creature has
Yes.
always lived in the area, but they started like removing trees and logging in the area, so that's why it showed up in the town that it did, because it like scared all of the animals away.
Yeah.
And like now it's going after people.
So it because the logging crew chased it out of the area that it had been in that was more remote, it kind of pushed it out of the woods. And then they make a comment about how they're at like the edge of the forest, so it really doesn't have anywhere else to go. So it's kind of like a predator moving into unfamiliar territory.
You know what I hate about movies like this is they're missing like the theme is right there. The theme about how like we as humans are destroying natural habitats.
Yeah.
And we're the bad guys. Yeah, and this thing has always lived here peacefully and is only defending its home. But that theme is so glossed over. It's like right there. It's right there. It's on the plate, okay? Yeah. And you're just picking around it. Like, clearly, this thing has lived an isolated life in the forest and been perfectly happy and bothered no one. And then we come along and fuck up its world, and suddenly we're treating it like the monster.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that to me would be an easy theme to work in, as in like maybe we just need to like.
I think the best part
not be dicks.
So
to the
best
local.
part of the whole thing was the end.
Depending on what you.
Where they think they killed it, and come to find out they realize they killed one, and then the other one shows up, and the movie ends. Like, see, that's perfect. That makes sense. The rest of it was stupid.
But the thing is, like with a Wendigo, depending on what lore you look at, some of it is contributed or attributed to Native Americans, and it's like people who have gone crazy because they've eaten human flesh at some point. So technically, it's not like
I really thought that with the Native American thing, I thought the purpose of having the church in the movie was like it was like Native American ancestors are like going after the church for what white settlers of that religion did to them moving in. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I wanted that. I think that's what the storyline I kind of expected, because there was a church. Because other than that, the church didn't have any purpose except to be like an obnoxious priest.
Again, that's kind of a missed opportunity, because I think it was in Native American lore, it's like a punishment, or like you said, you turn into a Wendigo because of like greed or, you know, evil or weakness, like something in you, like you're a bad person, so you turn into this Wendigo. So that would have been a really good, like, oh, someone from the priest actually turned into a Wendigo because he's diddling kids, probably. I don't know.
Really good.
I expected better from it. It was,
but also Kevin Durant,
I guess,
fucking gorgeous. Like,
I guess
you guess.
Well, I have to Google who that is.
God, he's just
Kevin Durant.
There's another. Sorry, I just hit puberty. There's another movie.
Are we talking about the same Kevin Durant? Because this guy's a sportser.
Durand.
Never mind. I'm like, this is a sports ball guy. Durand.
No. Yeah. He's in a movie called Tragedy Girls.
Oh no, I know who he is now that I see him.
Yeah, he is hilarious in that movie.
He looks to me like a cyborg or something.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all are killing me.
Dude.
Killing me.
He looks like Mark Zuckerberg's hotter brother. Like,
that bar is not set very high.
Correct, it's not. Although, have you
seen?
Should be
careful. You've already been in Facebook jail once.
I'm a felon now.
She's hardcore.
So much for possession of weapons.
Girls love bad boys. Yeah, this dude is hot in the way that a sex robot would be hot.
I can't with you.
Tasha, please don't die on camera. I'm begging you. Go off camera.
Maybe
That's
you
true.
wouldn't talk back then. Is there an off switch for that?
It
Like,
better be.
Oh
want
no.
a hard reset button. Get it?
I see what you did there.
Oh my god. Well, it's funny that I had anything to say about this movie that I haven't seen, because like that just goes to the theme of blah blah the government. You know.
But also, I noticed, like, I didn't catch this the first time I watched it. There were a lot of scenes that reminded me of Signs.
Really?
Like when he's sheriff goes to the little local grocery store, and everybody is like standing around just kind of staring at him looking for an answer. And I feel like that's
because
kind of what happens to Mel Gibson when he
that
goes
makes
to
sense.
town. Yeah. So there were just like a bunch of little things here and there, like, and how Mel Gibson like lost his religion after his wife died, and then he gets it back. And
the only thing you need to do to lose religion is read the Bible.
No shit.
Y'all are so funny.
Zing.
Tip for the day.
Zing.
You want to read a horror novel?
Ugh.
So yeah, there were parts I really liked and parts that I think they could have done better.
I'm trying to think of
a lot better.
Okay, maybe you'll know this. There's a movie on Netflix about the Wendigo. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
That doesn't help me.
Fuck.
You don't.
Okay, then
I'm
never
assuming
mind.
you don't know what it's called.
Oh fuck no, I don't know what it's called.
There's one on HBO Max that had Kerry Russell in it called Antlers.
That's what I'm thinking. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Just wrong format.
That's a pretty good movie too, but there are some missed opportunities.
There's a lot of missed opportunities. I just think it was kind of.
Oh, you've seen it?
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's.
Well, you didn't say if you'd seen it or not.
Me seen it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities with that one, but their monster design was pretty.
That's what I mean. That was like the best designed, like, creepy monster.
Yeah.
And then the antler thing. That's one of the kids are locked in the attic, right?
They're in the shed.
Well, like,
so
it's the one where
it was the one boy and the dad locked in.
That's
the
what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, that's the one. That was pretty creepy. Yeah. I do recommend that one.
That transformation,
dude. That was just like you never really knew what was going on. You never knew if there was going to be a monster, if it was some kind of like. I think my least favorite genre of horror movies in general is like I don't even know what the genre is, but it's like when it's some kind of bio sickness virus thing. Almost like a zombie thing, but it's like, oh, the government's putting things in the water and it's making people sick and they're turning into monsters. Like, that's just so tired and, like, predictable. And there's always some scientist that the government won't listen to, but he has a cure. So I thought maybe that's the direction it was going at first, with the people getting sick and, like, starting to look creepy and turn into, like, these zombie-type creatures, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Couldn't remember the name, but...
Yeah, it was good. You're welcome.
Have you...
We did an episode on that, on Horror Bestie Breakdown.
Oh, on Antlers?
Yep.
Excellent. Oh. Horror Bestie Breakdown.
That's right.
Horror.
You betcha.
What else?
Yeah, it was...
We went off on a tangent there a little bit. God damn it.
No. We don't do that.
Was there any other recommendations that any of us watched?
Well, you and I have completely seen Horror in the High Desert.
If we have time after this, I'll probably go lay in bed and watch it. If I don't fall asleep.
Yes. Okay. So I do want to talk about this one. This was one that I like watching horror movies. I like watching true crime and stuff. It's just rare that something actually catches my attention, even if it's not the best, the highest budget, most good acting or well done. If it catches my attention, I consider that a good movie. So for me, this is one of the many movies that just started playing for me on Tubi, and I swear to God, I thought it was a documentary, like a real documentary, and it's not. It's totally fake. It's a mockumentary. Yeah. We did an episode last night based on my deep dive into this, which is Vanished, What Happened to Kenny Veach. God damn. Oh, Kenny Veach with a V. V is in Victor. Who is a real man who disappeared in the Nevada high desert in 2014. But this particular movie, Horror in the High Desert, is based on his story, and then it kind of takes his story and adds some of the conspiracy elements and horror elements to it at the end. But it is extremely well done, I think, because it had me duped as hell. It had me fooled the whole time through up until the very last. Go ahead.
The only thing that got me is like looking at his sister. I was like, they really don't look like they're related.
I thought that was his mom.
No, it's
no. I mean, like when I first watched it, I thought it was his mom, but I literally made Cody watch this when he came over yesterday. I'm like, you're gonna sit and watch this, and Cody also didn't realize it was fake. Well, I didn't tell him until the very, very end. It's super well done.
Yeah, it's good, and like having been backpacking out in like national parks and stuff like that, that shit was like extra terrifying,
right?
Because it's just too easy to picture being out there and being so far from everybody else, and not having help right there if you need it.
I have not been backpacking in Nevada, but I have been in Yosemite and in Fort Smith National Park in Arkansas, because I used to have a job way years ago where I would have 4 days off at a time. So I would just drive down there and go backpacking by myself in the forest, which I love. Oh my God. But for me, to me, like being alone by myself out in the woods is like way more comforting than it is scary. Like, people are scary. The woods are nice. Okay. The woods are like a nice warm blanket right out of the dryer. All right. I'm the scariest motherfucker out here. Okay. I am a monster in the woods. Like, I don't know, but I just have a hard time. I know we talked about this last time, where people have this weird fear of the woods, maybe because they're not outdoorsy, or they're not the kind of people who feel comfortable by themselves at all. And then maybe aren't comfortable around that kind of silence or the noises that that happen in the woods versus in the city.
Yeah. The unknown.
Right.
You don't know.
And so people attribute this kind of weird conglomeration of all of their fears of the unknown into this one unknown, because it's massive and scary and unfamiliar. And I don't know. Kind of like that, because it keeps them out of the woods. Stay out of my woods.
I like the woods.
They're all my woods.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, kids. Cannot wait to be that old fucking bitch. I'm going to have a cane. Whether or not I need it to walk, I'm going to have it for weaponry. And I'm going to have a wooden rocking chair. I'm going to sit there and go back and forth. And yes, I'm going to mean mug the fuck out of people. And if anyone touches so much as a blade of my grass, well, unless it's a dog. Your dog can come on my lawn, but you cannot. You, the human. In fact, just take the leash off and leave. Leave me the dog.
Step away from the dog.
I was walking back to my apartment from the gym the other day. So basically, I was going to the gym, locked myself out of my apartment, had to walk to my office to get a key, and walked back. And so I'm carrying like my big old gallon water jug, my gym bag. I got my hat, my sunglasses, and everything, and walking through the buildings in my apartment complex. And this tiny little fucking white dog like jumps out in front of me, and it's so tiny. I'm like, and I like drop all of my shit immediately. I'm like, you're so fucking cute. It was like this big, and it was like I don't know, maybe a Yorkie or some kind of thing like that. And it was a puppy. And it had little puppy teeth. And I'm like, I would die for you. And this old lady's up on the porch like, sorry about him. I'm like, yes, he's mine now.
How far do you live from the gym?
Well, I live like 5 minutes, but I have to drive. But I had locked myself out of my apartment prior to going to the gym, so I had to go walk. Anyways, I'm fucking stupid.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because I've never locked myself out of a house or an apartment in my life until the last maybe like 2 or 3 months, and I've locked myself out twice now.
I have done something that not most people have. And once I say this, hear me out. I got locked inside an apartment.
That's pretty on point, though. No.
Do you not remember that?
How?
Oh my god. So so there was something wrong with the
Where was
deadbolt
this?
on the door for my apartment. And when I was living in Spencerport, it was the place I lived before you came to visit me.
Wow. Okay.
In the house in
Okay.
Brockport.
You locked yourself
Yeah,
inside your
throwing
own
it back.
apartment?
It would have been like 2008. Yeah. So when I locked the deadbolt, it wouldn't retract. So I couldn't get out. So my dad had to come over with a set of tools and take the deadbolt off from the outside
Wait, you can remove the deadbolt from the
to get me out
outside?
of my apartment.
The screws should be on the
Yeah.
inside.
So it was an apartment that was technically not zoned residential.
That sounds shady as fuck.
So
Did
It
you not have
was.
any tools?
it was my very first apartment on my own.
Did you not have any tools?
Huh?
You taking off the hinges? I mean, there's like, comes out a window.
I don't think I had anything. This was like literally my first apartment on
Oh
my
my
own.
god.
So
More
I was
survival
still
tips with
learning
Casey.
things.
Keep a screwdriver and a hammer. If you're locked inside your apartment,
I have a toolkit now.
make sure that you identify
A whole
the
tool
screws and
bag.
take them out. You can also take off the hinges from the inside. Now, if you're on the outside of an apartment, you need to get in. Imagine this phone is your door, and here's your doorknob. You're going to kick directly underneath the doorknob, which is directly underneath where the little latch is, and that is the weakest part of the door. There's only one tiny little bit holding that in. You'll probably break the entire door frame, but an emergency is an emergency. Please don't use these tips
I
for
was about to be
burglarizing your
like,
friends and
a
neighbors.
Casey's on how to.
That's the fine print. I cannot be held responsible for this because I told them not to.
Don't do this, but here's how to do it. You got your door. Directly under the doorknob is where you want to give it a good hearty kick from your back foot. Brace yourself. Use your back foot. Full weight. Make sure you're turning from your hips, guys. You know what I mean? Okay. Continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had to actually like call my dad and be like,
I'm sure he
locked
had the
inside
same
my
reaction where he
apartment.
was like, oh, fuck you, of course you did.
And that was like
I bet.
the worst
I
conversation.
have
of my
never
life.
encountered somebody who got locked inside.
And your dad is such a gem. I'm sure he was fantastic with that.
Yep. Oh, of course. Yeah, and the worst part was like there was a back door to where I could take the garbage and stuff, but he also had a restaurant in the building, so he had like this 8-foot fence that was built like in the back, so it was useless to even try and go out that way.
So Casey's tips for hopping a fence. Make sure you get a running start.
No.
You're going to grip the top of the fence, use your momentum to swing one heel over the top of the fence. You can then hook your arm over and pull yourself over. Please don't use this information
I am 5'7".
to burglarize your friends and neighbors.
Only
Strangers are fine, but anyone you
Stretch
know, they'll be able to
beforehand, you don't
identify
wanna
you to
pull
the
anything.
police, so don't. Make sure you stretch. Rule number whatever is cardio.
Whatever
That
is
too.
cardio.
Warm up.
I love that movie so much.
I think that's
Is
rule
it
number
one?
1, isn't it? I think it's rule
Check the
number
back
1.
seat, cardio, eat Twinkies. You know, I've
You're
never
not
had a
missing
Twinkie.
anything.
I
You're not
don't
missing
think I'm
out.
missing out. Okay, so we covered. Okay,
Yeah.
How would you rate Horror on the High Desert, Tasha?
It's kind of tough for me because I feel like the ending
Kind
Kind
of like most of the movies we've talked about.
like no. But this one especially because they build it up
I
so
can't
much
wait.
and then it ends up being the most ridiculous monster I've ever seen. in
I've
my
definitely
life.
seen
Not
more
even, like, a
ridiculous
full
monsters,
movie.
but yeah, no, I agree with you. I wish that we hadn't seen as much as we did
Yeah.
at the very end because it took a movie that I totally believed
Yeah.
was real. I even bought the creepy chanting for a few minutes to the point where that's when I picked up my phone and started
That's so
Googling.
funny.
No way. No fucking way. So yeah, I wish that we hadn't seen that guy.
There's another one. I know that it really did kill it because especially being out there like by himself when he's filming at the very end, like that too is creepy as fuck because you don't
Yeah.
know where this person is coming from.
But I mean,
and when the hand shows up in the backpack,
dude, I still believe that was real. Like, I don't know why, I just believed it. Like, because, so the way that they put this together, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is so, again, we talked about this exact thing on the Kenny Beach episode. It's very, very imperfect. It doesn't sound scripted. People say, and have, like, kind of reactions that you would expect from someone being filmed for a documentary. There's no clue at any point that any of this isn't real. The way he turns the camera on and off, and there's little meaningless clips, just like someone would normally do, it's very real. It doesn't feel like they put a script together. It doesn't feel like they had a real plan for this. It's like documentary filmmakers are making this, and you believe that the entire fucking time you're watching, up until the end. Even the way that he's testing his camera and like in that end footage was very realistic to me, literally up until you see the monster. And that's when you suddenly realize it's not real, because it's just like a deformed, like, dude, which I probably shouldn't have said, because
somebody went to Spirit Halloween and bought a mask and slapped it on this dude and was like, here.
Well, sorry to ruin that for you, Tasha, or Rachel.
But the rest of the movie... But I feel like the rest of the movie is worth it. Like,
the suspense, the build-up, it's so good.
I'd have to give it an 8.5.
Just turn the movie off early.
Like, if I could just chop that part out.
This is probably like a 9 out of 10 for me. Man, 8 to 9 out of 10. For found footage, it's my favorite one I've ever seen. And I haven't seen a lot, not as many as Tasha. And I don't really go for those generally, but now I might. Because this is half documentary, half found footage. And they do a fucking excellent job. Excellent job. Because as soon as I said 9 out of 10, I'm thinking Hannibal. I'm like, no, that's like the top one for me.
Well, but I mean, everything kind of falls into its own category. So it's hard to compare.
If we're grading on a curve, this is a 10 out of 10 for my found footage category, personally. I know. That's impressive. The best one I've seen.
So there's another one that you have to watch now, called the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Poughkeepsie.
The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Keepsie. Poughkeepsie? I did it.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I don't know if I did it right, but I was confident when I said
it.
Poughkeepsie. Was that slower?
Well, I don't know if I said it or if I spelled it correctly, but it'll be good enough.
Now we all gotta Google it. Hold on.
I just said it.
Ruined it.
You're close.
Welcome. So this is another one that they do documentary style.
Okay.
And it was part of the found footage month that we did in March. So when I watched it, I had to Google whether or not it was a documentary. And when Angel watched it, she was texting me like, is this legit? Because it has like an older feel to it, but the way everything is presented, it feels like you're watching like an episode of Forensic Files that just shows way more than it normally would. Like with tapes that they find. So it's split between doing like the interviews and stuff like that and the footage that
guys,
has
we should
been
get a
recovered
camera
from this dude's house
and do our own found footage
and it is
movie.
Like fucked up.
Like go out on a hiking trip in the woods and
oh god,
and we can yes.
Duh.
I don't make the rules. It's
Do I
science.
have to be the first one that dies?
I'm gonna put on. You know, that's a good point, actually.
But it would be the best twist ever for me to be the one that makes
all the things that is true, though.
Because everybody would expect you to make it.
But see, I could see like some creature like cutting her arm, so it's gonna fuck up like a tattoo, and she just goes full ragey on the monster.
Oh,
my you have any idea how much this cost me?
Yeah.
Literally at the end, like everyone thinks I'm dead, and the last scene is that camera laying in the leaves, and I just like get up all bloody, like, and then it cuts to black.
Oh my god.
I think we'd be really good at it because we could just correct all these mistakes that
Plot
you
twist.
know that we have noticed. Every time it cuts to me, I'm just picking up shit.
Right?
Weapon.
Do everything the exact
Weapon.
opposite that they normally do it.
Weapon.
Okay, so here's a good question then. So I'm trying to think of which one would have been a better idea. So in the movie exists, when would it have been the right time to leave the cabin to leave? When would you have left?
I watched that like 4 movies ago, so I'm having a hard time like remembering everything.
So they couldn't drive all the way to the
Mhm.
cabin because a tree was down, so they had to walk the rest of the way. And yeah.
Oh, but that first night is when it
I don't know.
fucks
Either
up the
way,
car, isn't
when
it?
would you
I
have
think
left?
as soon as you
no, it's the
identify that
second
there's
night,
a
isn't it?
antagonistic threat of
'Cause the
some
first
kind,
day-
that's when you arm yourselves, you assess the threat. Are we a match for this or no? You know what I mean? Yes. Oh my
I take
god,
that
I
back.
would have tried
You know
to
when I would
domesticate
have
it. I would
left
have been like, oh my
when they
God,
got inside and there was
Shit,
that
I was
fucking
gonna
wild
say,
pig
she
running
totally
around.
would have been loving
That's
it.
what I would
and I
have.
would have. This is my pig now, and if anything happens to it,
It would
I'll
have
just kill
walked up
everybody.
and
Like,
eaten out of your hand.
I would be the serial killer.
See, if I
because somebody would hurt my
I think
pig.
if I were one of yeah, right. I think if I had been one of the chicks in the movie, like the second they open the door and clearly somebody hasn't been here in 20 years, nah, you can take me right the fuck back. No.
Don't split up.
Sleeping
Don't
in the
split up.
shit.
I'm gonna go,
So yeah,
I'm gonna
you
go
don't
sleep
split
in the
up.
fucking car.
Remember the battle buddy
Like-
system, the arm yourself system. Literally, if you take any horror movie, if you go sleep in the car,
Well,
you're
there
fucking
you
dead.
go.
I'm sorry.
How
don't make
quick
the
does
rules.
Tasha die?
If you take any horror movie and just apply those few things, arm yourself, battle buddy system, and secure the perimeter, you've just erased the movie basically, because none of the things that happen are going to happen because you're not going to be alone, you're not going to be defenseless, and you're going to have a safe place to like home base, right? I'm just saying, like, this is why people fucking die is doing shit like this. So in that one, what did Bigfoot want? He wanted to be left the fuck alone, right? So what are we gonna do? Maybe just leave him the fuck alone.
No, he wasn't mad. They had hit the baby
Oh.
with the
Well,
car.
I actually forgot about
He
that.
wanted revenge.
So yes.
They hit and killed
Yeah, I
him.
forgot about the points of the movie. I was too mad about people being stupid.
The whole point to the movie.
And again, it's a recipe, right? Like, we've got a couple guys who are like, let's go kill this thing.
I have
you know?
bad
And then we
news.
got, no, we should just leave, guys. You know, there's like always the voices of differing opinions.
Yeah.
I know. It's like,
Yeah.
what if we could just be its friend? Like Matthew
And there's always
McConaughey
the
voice.
stoner.
We should be its friend, guys. Bradley
I
McConaughey.
love Bradley. Bradley McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey or Bradley Cooper?
We just need to respect the woods, and the woods will respect us.
Dude, it did crack me up.
Oh my god.
When
that
he
was
about
the
shit
one
himself
really
when they
scary part
snuck
of that
out
movie
and
for
set
me.
off the firecrackers
Like,
and stuff in the woods.
That was great. Yeah.
Dude,
That was really good though.
I expected him to shit his pants. Like, I don't know how.
I
he
love
didn't.
this conversation. This was good, guys. Well done.
It was good.
I'm just still thinking about like survival. Like, I don't know. I would be like a terrible like wilderness guide because I'd be like so mean to everybody. Be like, I see you're looking at flowers. You think the flowers are gonna protect you if the mountain lions come for you?
I'd be like, basically, you're all just fucking dead.
Like, you're trying to enjoy nature, and I'm like, there's bears in these here woods. I know. If you fall down there, you're gonna break your
It's real
leg.
cute until you
and the
break your
raccoon
finger
will come
and
and peel
you're
the
dead.
flesh off while you're still alive. You don't want that, do you?
Oh my god. Escalated so quickly.
Oh god, someone stop me. We should roll this up.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have an idea for next episode?
Okay.
Somebody. Yes. Give me your.
I don't know.
Both.
Are we giving our top 5? Or is that going to be in written form?
You do.
Yes.
Plus, you're gonna die first, so hurry up and get it over with.
Okay. Do I have to go first since I said it?
Don't rush me, bro.
Ah, shit. Don't
We can't
rush
prove-
me.
Kristen, get your dog if you
Now
die.
I feel like
though,
I'm
so
gonna
she
die
has
as soon
all
as I'm done,
motivation
so I'm
for
gonna take
that.
my
Please
sweet ass
die.
time with it.
Wait,
like,
no. Not on camera.
Poor puppy, so abused.
He looks disturbed. So my list is going to cost money if you don't already have them. Shudder. The movie is called Terrified. I think I talked about this one a little bit. It's Argentinian, and it's like a really cool spin on like paranormal. The first kill of the movie is like fucking amazing, and it just goes up from there. And then Exists, which we have talked about, obviously. Netflix, Archive 81, even though I'm still willing to flip tables over the fact that they canceled it and there will not be a season 2. Yeah, they canceled it. Fuck you, Netflix. Fuck you. And then on Hulu, Fresh. Love that movie. So good. So good. Like,
no.
It is a super accurate portrayal of what dating is like these days, but with like a super like legit creepy twist to it. But it's also like there are a lot of points where it's actually funny. Like they do a really good job of, it's not like a full-on horror comedy, but there are definitely parts where you kind of get a chuckle out of it. And the girl's ringtone is the Golden Girls theme song. So yeah. And then the last one, I totally screwed up the name of this last time. So it's based off of the Dyatlov
Devil's
Pass
Pass
thing.
Okay.
The name of it is actually Devil's
Well done.
Pass.
That's a good list.
And you have to rent it on Amazon.
That's a good list.
But it is absolutely worth the watch.
So those are going to be our recommendations. We're going to post them for each of us
Thank you.
on the socials and on the website. Did I mention we have a really cool new website? It's so beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
Thank you. My brother is currently... I know. So Rachel and
So
Tasha
good.
now both have guest bios on there.
Those guest
Super
bios
pro.
are just...
Brett keeps finding things on the website that he didn't see before and calling me and being like, why did you say this? Why did you say that? I'm like, who was going to stop me? I mean, why not? I can say what I want. It's my website. I bought the domain name.
Oh, God.
So Rachel, what are your recommendations for everybody? And where can we watch them?
So I don't know if you can actually watch any of these movies on any like streaming site that I've been able to find. Like if you have like Amazon Prime, you can rent it. But other than that, I don't know if they're on any streaming service. So I've got The Fourth Kind. That's my favorite alien movie for sure. And then The Village. I think everybody has seen that, but that's still
So good.
That is a good one.
so good.
Probably what got me hooked on horror was that movie.
Yeah, for sure. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I saw that in the movie theater, and I don't think I slept for 2 days. That really, woo, that got me. I love the Purge movies.
Oh, God.
I thought the first one was better, but I love the Purge
Haven't
movies.
actually seen those.
Really? You?
I know.
I feel like of all people would love that movie.
I think that they came out too fast, and then I got confused. I'm like, how many are there? Why are there so many?
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. I also love Orphan, which I guess they're coming out with another one, but it's only going to be on Paramount Plus, I think. Yeah, which I don't know anybody that actually has that, but all the things I want to watch are on it.
Probably.
And then I know this is more than 5, but my last one is such a good movie, Unbreakable. Do you know that one?
God tier. Love that movie. Love that movie.
So good.
Remember how I was going to have you guys watch Split? That's the follow-up to Unbreakable.
I saw that, and then they have a new one coming out called Glass.
It came
or
out.
It's out now. Yeah.
It wasn't as good.
Oh, so
Split
good.
was the best one for sure. I mean, Unbreakable was... It's almost like if you can disconnect them, right? Like, yes, they're connected. Unbreakable, 10 out of 10. Split, 10 out of 10. Glass was like a solid 6, 7.
Yeah, those are my movies. Go for it.
Okay.
So good.
Do you want to
Go,
give your...
Casey.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, there they are. So here's what I'm going to recommend based on platform. So I've got 2 from Netflix, 2 from Hulu, and 1 from Tubi, which maybe I'll just throw that one out now. I don't know, because we just talked about it so much. Plus, it's fucking...
Horror in the High Desert.
Yeah.
Still good.
Okay. So Tubi, Horror in the High Desert. Please go watch it. Tell me what you think. Maybe you hate it, and I'm just an idiot, and I got hyperfixated on things like I do. Ooh, speaking of hyperfixation, you know what my current fixation is? It's on HBO Max. Primal. Okay, it's an animated, like, Adult Swim show, and there's only, like, 10 episodes, and there's no script. There's no script at all. It's about, like, a Stone Age man and a T-Rex that form an unlikely friendship, and they have to survive the horrors of their, like, prehistoric world. And
That's amazing.
I'm obsessed with it. Oh, God, it's so fucking good. So Primal on HBO Max, which is not horror. It's pretty gory at times, but it's definitely still not horror. Total left field thing there. Hulu, we've got Monsterland, which is a hidden gem. I really think that you guys should watch this. Each episode is kind of its own standalone thing. It reminds me of Black Mirror in the way it's episodic and a lot unexpected. Like, the things that happen you don't expect to happen, or there's some kind of twist that makes you rethink everything you just watched. Hannibal, obviously, is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It's weird because I'd put this in the same category of how much I love American Horror Story, but people have always seen American Horror Story, but nobody's ever seen Hannibal.
Yeah.
Amazing show. And then on Netflix, we've got brand new Cherry Flavor, which I recommended last time, and 2 Sentence Horror Stories. Those are going to be my official recommendations. We'll post those on the socials, and you can tell us how much we scarred and traumatized you or disappointed you, respectively. Probably me. Yeah, please be disappointed in me. I understand how to deal with that. It's great.
Really hoping for more disappointment here.
If I don't disappoint people, I feel like I'm conforming too much. Like, ugh. Can't have that. So, no, that's exactly right. If anyone likes me, I'm doing something wrong. Don't like
if
that.
everybody likes you,
Anyone
you're
likes me.
Yeah. Hate me harder.
Funny.
Any last thoughts before we head on out?
Go watch horror movies. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
And she's like, fucking see ya. All right, guys.
She only did it 3 times this time. It's pretty good.
Thanks for joining us. Other than Tasha, who didn't really join us. She only partially joined us. Oh my God, she's back for 20 seconds.
You said head on out, and that shit kicked
Rachel,
me
what are your
out
last thoughts?
so fast. So fast.
That was amazing,
God.
though.
Damn it.
So bad.
Thank you for all the practice I'm getting with my video editing skills, bitch.
It went like full on like little T-Rex, and this page cannot be displayed, but everything is still connected.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's cool. I can patch all that together. It's not a lot of work.
Not a
or
whole lot
anything.
of work or anything.
It's totally fine.
You slept
still gonna be less
9
work.
anyways. You'll be up all
Yeah,
night.
I didn't go to bed until like 2 p.m. Anyways, we're going to head on out with that. If you have any recommendations for us, other than Tasha getting better internet, please drop them in the comments. You can leave beautiful reviews for us on our website. You can view Tasha and Rachel's beautiful little bios and tell us what you think. What else? We got a lot coming up.
We'll link my PayPal if you want to pay for my better internet.
Yeah, pay for her internet. She wants a sugar daddy, but without the sugar part. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Unless it's good sugar.
No, I think the sugar is the money.
Splendid daddy.
Splendid. And that's a wrap.
And on that note, bada bing, bada boom, bye.